He was supposed to be just another cop doing his rounds at the airport, but the moment his eyes locked on her dark skin and the baby cradled against her hip, something in his face twisted. Identification. He barked loud enough that people turned their heads. His hand twitched near his taser, and for a second you could feel the air go heavy. She wasn't shouting. She wasn't making a scene, just a tired mother juggling a phone call with her sister and a squirming little boy named Noah about to board her flight home. Her name was Alicia Carter, 34 years old, a widow, a mother, and someone who had learned the art of staying calm even when the ground shook beneath her feet. She blinked, rocking Noah on her hip, fumbling for her wallet. "I'm just looking for—" She started, but she never got to finish. His fist cut the air like a blade, snapping her head sideways. Her knees buckled. The baby flew from her arms, landing against a metal chair leg with a sickening thud. A scream ripped across the terminal. Then silence, the kind of silence that only falls when everyone knows they've just witnessed something unforgivable. Phones came out, voices rose. She was holding a baby, someone cried. A man muttered, shaking his head. Always the same damn story. But the cop officer, Bradley Rourke, didn't flinch. He pressed his knee into Alicia's back, shoved handcuffs around her wrists, and spoke into his radio flatly like he was reading off a script. Non-compliant female. Child involved. Need immediate backup at gate C12. Only what came through those doors wasn't backup. It was authority of a different kind. 5 men in full-dress military uniforms stepped in like the storm had just shifted direction. Medals, stars, and presents that made the entire terminal go still. At the front was General Malcolm Grant, tall black with a voice that carried without needing to shout. He pulled a leather badge from inside his coat. "Where's your commanding officer?" he asked Rourke, tone calm but sharp enough to cut. Rourke froze, hand twitching near his belt again, like he wasn't sure whether to salute or defend himself. General Grant didn't wait. He walked straight past him, dropped to one knee beside Alicia, and laid a steady hand on her shoulder. Not as a general, but as a man who knew he'd just stepped into a sacred kind of wrong. "You're okay now," he said quietly. But she wasn't okay. Her lip was split, blood staining the tile, and the only sound that mattered was Noah's terrified wail in the arms of a trembling flight attendant. 10 minutes earlier, Alicia had just been another exhausted mom in an airport. She wasn't wearing her past on her sleeve, the years she'd worked as a defense strategist, the papers she'd written, the clearances she'd turned in after burying her husband. She wanted to be invisible, just a woman getting her son home. But invisibility is a privilege not often given to Black mothers in America. In the hospital later, while Noah slept with a bandage on his tiny forehead, Alicia sat awake. The world outside was on fire. Hashtags, headlines, grainy videos, blasting across every feed. Yet inside, she felt something colder. The memory of that fist, the thud of her baby hitting metal, the taste of silence when the system writes your story for you. That's when a man in a plain suit walked in. He didn't flash credentials, just spoke low. "Name's Peter Lang, civilian oversight. I don't carry a badge." She narrowed her eyes. "You here to silence me?" He shook his head. "No, ma'am. I'm here to warn you. They're already framing the narrative. You resisted, you used your child as cover. They've leaked your Pentagon history, painted you as unstable." He slid a flash drive onto the table. "This is the raw footage. No edits. Shows everything from the moment you walked in." Alicia stared at him, her jaw tight. "Why give it to me?" His eyes flicked toward the crib where Noah breathed softly. "Because my wife is Black and we have a daughter. I can't let her grow up thinking silence is safety." Then he left, leaving Alicia holding what felt like a live grenade. Days later, the Senate subcommittee convened. Alicia wasn't even on the witness list. They claimed her old clearance made her a conflict of interest. But behind those sealed doors, a crack formed. An anonymous audio file played over the speakers. A young officer's nervous voice. "We were told if you see a Black or brown person raising their voice, assume threat posture. Secure the scene. Apologize later." The words hit like thunder. In her private room, Alicia shot upright. "I know that voice," she whispered. Lieutenant Caleb Marsh, the rookie who had hesitated when Rourke struck her. He was the proof she wasn't crazy, the voice that could split the wall of denial wide open. Meanwhile, Rourke went on national TV, Eyes red, voice trembling with the kind of rehearsed regret that smelled more like strategy than remorse. I never meant to hurt anyone. I was following training. I didn't see a mother IPO a threat. But this time the country didn't buy it. Too many bodies, too many stories that sounded the same. His apologies bounced off walls already cracked with distrust. Then Alicia made her move. She refused CNN, NBC, PBS, all the polished platforms. Instead, she went live on her own stream, Noah asleep in her lap. No script, no anchors guiding her words. She looked straight into the camera and said, steady as stone, "My name is Alicia Carter. I'm not here as a former analyst. I'm not here with titles. I'm here as a mother who was knocked to the floor while holding her child." She didn't cry. She didn't beg. She asked one question that cut through every excuse. If I'd been a white woman holding a white baby, would anyone have asked what I did to deserve it? Her voice never rose, but it carried. Safety that only exists for some isn't safety. It's a mirror showing who we've decided is human enough to protect. The stream exploded. Not just activists, but teachers, veterans, even retired cops shared it. Murals appeared overnight, painted walls of a black mother holding her child with the words, "She didn't flinch, so we can stand." Inside the Capitol, pressure mounted. Rourke's old cases came out, 5 complaints, all buried, all against people of color. His supervisor, Captain Paul Weston, the man who signed every no violation report, was suddenly pulled from his promotion list. The chain snapped. One badge, then another. Back home, Alicia sat with her attorney watching it unfold. "They're coming undone," her lawyer said. Alicia shook her head. "Undone or just adapting?" Either way, I stopped stepping over the truth. The real victory didn't come on a Senate floor. It came in the quiet moments, like the morning she dropped Noah at preschool. He froze at the doorway, scared, still scarred by sirens and uniforms. A little girl handed him a red block and smiled. Alicia gave him a nod. He took it, walked in, and didn't flinch. She stepped back into the hallway, pressing a hand to her chest, whispering, "Small steps, baby, small steps." Not long after, a white-haired woman on staff stopped her quietly. "Thank you," she said. Alicia blinked. "I didn't speak up because I was brave," she whispered back. "I spoke up because I'd been silent too long. And maybe that's the truth that carries weight. Change doesn't start in marble halls or polished studios. It starts in pain and someone finally saying, 'No more.'" Alicia never wanted to be a symbol. She just wanted her son safe. But the world made her both. Now I've got to ask you, do you think justice only shows up when powerful people decide to care? Or should it belong to every mother, every child, no matter their skin? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because silence has never kept anyone safe, and justice doesn't whisper, it roars.